go ahead and try it, on your life. So number one, and that's very important now, guys. Number one and very important, take ownership of life. Take ownership of life. Be responsible for your life. Let me tell you this: be at driver's seat of life, else life. So what I mean by that is define your priorities, define your purpose, define your sense of direction where you are going in your life. If you don't define your priorities today, there's no point coming here in this meeting. I'm not here to tell you and share feedback on how to develop your communication skills. That if that is your goal, then I don't think it will take a lot of time for me to do that. But if you are here, try to understand what you want in life. That is the number one. If you don't define your priorities, someone else will define your priorities. Let me give you an example. Last night, I'm getting 7 calls on my cell phone number, all my friends, good friends, but I have not picked any of those phones. Why? That does not mean that I hate them. That simply means that I am busy on something else, and those talks are not very important for me at this point, right? If I have not defined my priorities, that these are the items I'm going to work, I ended up taking that call. So that is number one. Take ownership. Don't blame. Don't procrastinate the things. Number two, and that is very very important. Be excellent. Be excellent in whatever you do. Let excellence be your brand. I may not be a great person when it comes to modeling or something, but whatever I do, I take a lot of pride in it. Be excellent. Let excellence be your brand. You may not be a famous person in this world, but all you have is to be a great. So that greatness in your work, whatever you do, engross yourself completely. I don't know how many of you have seen my feedback, which I gave to Sakti last night, yesterday evening in the written form. And if you have seen that feedback, the written feedback which I gave in the PDF, have understood what I meant by excellence. When you are coming here, don't just give the feedback that your body language was not good, your vocabulary was not good. Because if somebody is coming here, they are spending time with you. Give them the valuable feedback. Talk about the project objective. It is not to tell you that what you should be doing in when you give the feedback. Don't limit yourself. This example in one aspect of life. Try to incorporate everything, whatever excellence in all areas of life, right? For example, it took me, I think, 45 minutes to just give him a feedback, right? I was working on some priorities, but I felt if he has asked me a feedback, I should be excellent in that. I have learned something new in language. So if you are excellent, world will definitely follow you. Number three, and that is very important, and I vouch for it. I always vouch for it. Never ever let others opinion drown on you. Again, never let others opinion drown on you. What I mean by that, if people are mocking at you, if people are not liking you, that's okay, that's all right. If you see all the great examples in the history, they were the person people have mocked, but they never let their voice drawn on them. So identify your strength, and it's okay. It's okay to be different. It's fine if people are not liking you. That's all right. In fact, nobody liked Mahatma Gandhi when he started his campaign for India, or nobody liked Dr. Martin Luther King. But once they had the vision, once they had the plan, nobody has stopped him. So that's why if people are doubting on your credibility, don't reply in verbal form. Reply with your success. Reply with your hard work and all the success, whatever journey that comes from the hard work. So that's why never ever let others' opinion drawn on you. Number four, and last but not the least, be self-disciplined. Be self-disciplined. Self-discipline is the biggest key for any success. Or maybe if not success, why you want to strive for success at this point? If you are building a process, definitely after 4 years or 5 years, you will reach somewhere. By self-discipline, what I mean, and what I know about self-discipline is doing the right things when somebody is not looking at you. Doing the right things when somebody is not looking at you. Nobody will come to you and tell you should be doing this, you should be focusing on your goals, your priorities. It's your choice. Either follow, either to get driven by life, or either be at the front seat of life and enjoy the life. This is a very beautiful quote which had a profound impact on me when I started thinking about self discipline. If you want to shine like a sun, first you have to burn like a sun. If you want to shine like a sun, first you have to burn like a sun. So what that means is, if you want to achieve more success, if you want to achieve your goal, you have to give up on the things which matters least to you. Watching a TV, spending time on Netflix or on social media, that is that could be, if that is your highest priority, then God bless you. But again, if you are working on some goal, you have to make sacrifices. Sometimes you may not like it, your mind will not conceive it. But if you browse internet for half an hour every day, don't think about half an hour today, think about what will happen after 1 year, how many hours you are going to lose. If you do that, then more self-disciplined. Apply these four things in your life, and see what you're getting. So these are my four ground rules I follow, and I wanted to share with you. For announcement part, I have uploaded all the videos has been uploaded on a YouTube channel. So that took lots and lots of time yesterday night. So you can refer it. I have a request: don't share those videos outside of this group at this point of time, at least. I will tell you when to do that. And number two, I need everybody's photo at least in a professional attire. Like very close up photo in a professional attire. Just send it to Pallavi, and we will go from there. So that is what I had for today, and I would like to pass the control to Pallavi.
Okay, thank you, Ajay. For- So now let's start our meeting, and it's time for me to invite our first speaker, who is Jayant. Jayant, please, you are welcome on stage.
I have delivered the presentation in the previous week.
So
So
we have reassigned the chapters, but if you are not prepared,
New chapter has been reassigned. I have not seen that. I think that the like not all the presenters have presented, so it seems I thought like maybe
okay, okay, maybe
new
you.
presenter will be doing it. All
Okay,
because in the previous week, not all presenters have presented. It's I
Jayant, let me reiterate what Pallavi wanted to say. It is her call. She is going to call randomly people.
hmm.
Either you presented or not. If she wants you to present, you have to present. I mean,
okay. So maybe I'm not ready
it's
then. I
like
thought
why we are building this culture at this point. We know that if we feel that you are not presenting this week, then people will stop reading. So that is how we have tried to build this culture.
but what's the point of presenting that twice if someone has presented that chapter? Is it
No, no,
useful
it
for
is.
others?
You have to
No,
present
no.
another chapter. We have
It,
reassigned the chapters last
Oh
week only.
yeah.
Last Monday, we have already reassigned the chapters. So let it
exactly,
be.
and
We can discuss this later.
Okay, maybe I have not seen that
Yeah.
message then. Then
right.
I may
If
miss it.
I mean, Hiralal may have different perspective for chapter one. I may have different perspective for chapter two. So it's always
Hmm.
better to perspective, right? If you are not prepared, I
Yeah,
mean,
I thought like maybe it's the continuation of the play, but it's the new chapters are assigned, so it's already decided. Like I'm not seeing that.
oh no, not a
No,
problem.
not at all. Yeah. So, okay. So now I would like to invite our second presenter, who is Nilesh. So please, everyone, welcome Nilesh.
Yeah, thanks, Pallavi. And I'm audible loud and clear, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
can
you.
hear you well.
All right, sure. So before I would jump to start my presentation, I would apologize to this group that I have missed a lot of messages. I haven't been following messages on our group, and I just had a bird's eye view today, and I thought that I have missed, on replying some important messages. So sorry for that. All right. And also, I would like to take a moment to show my sincere gratitude to Ajay, what he is doing, how the the way he is driving this group and helping us and keep the whole group motivated. Thanks again to Ajay, and thanks everyone in this group. I just was going through the messages and I saw the motivation the group members have shown on there and sharing their videos and getting feedback. So that's awesome. So thanks to everyone. All right. So coming to my chapter, this is a very good chapter again and a very beautiful message author has delivered. This is why faith matters today. So what is the importance of faith? It is more about our spiritual life. This chapter wants to touch the spiritual aspect of our life or our, the human being. And the first quote start with this saying that we are not human beings with a spiritual experience. We are a spiritual being with a human experience. So that's a beautiful quote, and it is a little. It seems or it sounds a little hypothetical, but the message it has. It's a very strong message, and it shows that what is the importance of faith in our life. So it gives us. I mean, faith gives us a divine, perspective today. So every day, if you would have a strong faith on your on within inside you, and you have a faith upon you and or the God, so you will have tremendous strength. So first, why it is we can feel the divine perspective, and why how we can have the divine perspective in our life. It is based off, there is one beautiful story, or as an example, it was quoted that the 3 years old boy was drawn in the river, and he was he kept asking his parent, why you are not allowing me, why I'm forbidden to go inside the water. So the parents wanted to make him understand that when you go inside, you might drown. And he was asking, so what will happen after that? So you might die. Then why I will die? So it was a conversation went a little longer, and the parent couldn't understand that what was the right answer for his boy, a 3 years old boy. So at the last, he ended his answer. This is something you have to trust upon us. I'm telling you, and you have to trust. So, like the same way, we have that much trust in our heart that someone is there to take care of us. If we are facing, or if we come across any adversities, or some hiccups in our life, so we have to understand this fact that someone is there to pave our way in the same way. Like the same thing that if you have to shine like a sun, you have to burn like a sun, right? So we have to have our faith in that way, that everything is going good. So faith is that much important. Also, faith gives us health today. Why? So there was a research, group of researchers who have found that someone who has faith in God, or who is practice religion in some way, he has less number of problems. I mean, health problems, as compared to those people who are non believers. And I mean, this story, or this example, these researchers have also explained that if you are believing that you know I mean, the religion keeps us keep people's stress down, and keeps our spirit high, or our sense of well-being high. So that faith gives us a different perspective of seeing our life, and gives us that sense of well-being, that this health is very important. And it also gives us that immunity. So it acts like a immunity, that whenever you are feeling, and it will give you energy, that level of energy that would fight your, that will keep you healthy all the time. Also felt
5 minutes.
okay. So I'm trying to wrap up as soon as possible. So faith gives us a strength So it's a very good example that one person, he was a great athlete and he fell from his horse and got his neck broken, and he was almost ready to give up. But because his wife had a tremendous faith in him, he again tried with the same pace, and he overcome all the adversity, and he again shown like a star. Faith gives us resilience too. So there are so many incidents in our life when we see any hope, and we become hopeless. In that way, we have our faith to Almighty or ourselves keeps us moving. So that's a very great message I got from this. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Nilesh. Such a beautiful chapter and articulated very well. So now it's time to test some listening skills. So Adarsh, what was the example of research which he gave?
I'll not say.
Okay, no issues. So Ashutosh, you want to tell? He mentioned a particular
Yes,
example of research.
yes, for health. Like if you believe in God, then
Hmm.
and if you just your health issue is not that much in compared to other who is not believing in God. That is example I guess Nilesh have given.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank
Ashutosh.
you. You're welcome.
So now it's time for me to invite our speaker three, who is Shakti Sagar. So please, everyone, put your hands together and let's welcome Shakti in the stage.
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Audible as well as visible.
Okay. Okay. So I will be sharing the summary of chapter 9. That chapter name is today's finances give the option. So I will be sharing the summary and takeaways and learnings from this chapter. So author has shared that there there are two greatest cause of stress in most working people's life. First is time management, and second thing is money. Nowadays people are spending huge amount of money, and because of that, so off they are borrowing money from the bank, and due to lack of financial planning they are facing a financial crisis, and financial pressure takes a huge toll on people. It even hurts the productivity of job. It leads to depression, and in some circumstances it leads to even suicide. So financial planning matters for future. Author has shared three simple truths of finances. First, that money won't make you happy. Imagine if I ask you that I will give you $1,000 or $1 lakh of rupees, but you have to leave your family. Will you do that? Definitely no. Money only gives you materialistic satisfaction, nothing else. There is a very beautiful quotation which author have mentioned here, that money doesn't change man, it's merely unmask them. If a man is a naturally selfish, arrogant, or greedy, the, the money brings it out all. That's all. Second thing, the author has said that debt will make you unhappy. And third thing, which author has said, having a financial margin gives you only option. If you have a good financial background or financial backup, then you will have more options. For example, if you have limited budget, you can have two or three different model of car. But if you are having enough money, then you can look for more options. So what are the learnings and takeaways from this chapter? The biggest learning I have taken from this chapter is that one should not choose their profession that would make them a lot of money. Instead of that, we should a profession which we like to do or which we desire to do. Second thing is that if you will, then you have an option for tomorrow. That means you have to do financial planning in a better way. The author has mentioned here that you can do 10% for charity, 10% on investment, and 80% on your living expenses. The most important learning from this chapter is that, which is third point, learning is very important. You should not look for short short methods. When you are a student, you should focus more on learning rather than on making money. In short methods you can make a money, but you will pick a big picture of your life. Warren Buffett has said a very wonderful line that if you want to invest, then invest in yourself. If you want to invest, invest in yourself, in your learnings. The more you will learn, the more you earn. And the other learning that author has mentioned that if you have learned well, then definitely you are going to earn well. And last, author asks that if you have earned well, you have done financial planning in a better way, then you have to return to the society. You have to be generous. You have to serve your society. And their author has mentioned a very beautiful quote that if you uh,
Shakti, your time is up.
earn,
Wrap up in 30
okay,
seconds.
okay, earn as much as you can, save as much as you can, and and spend as much as you can, and return as much as you can. So that is the greatest learning. And last, I want to conclude my speech that which will everybody can understand how to become a rich. The author has mentioned a very beautiful quotation that the difference between the rich and the poor is that the rich and invest their money and spend what's left, while the poor spend their money and invest what's left.
Thank you, Shakti Sagar. What a great message for all the people who are earning here and just trying to save money and want to become rich. So I want Hira Lal to summarize in 30 seconds or 45 seconds what he has said.
Yeah, sure, sure. He exactly want to say that we must have the you know what, one what he has asked said that financially you have financial strategy what must be did for good life. Also, he has given some examples that if one sacrifice today, they have option for tomorrow. And Sakti also give a message that every rich people invest first and the rest money he will spend. While the poor people spend first and rest money will invest. This is the message from him. Thank you.
Thank you, Hira. Now it's time for me to invite our fourth speaker. So everyone, please put your hands together and welcome Ashutosh on the stage. Welcome, Ashutosh.
Thank you, Ravi. So, from the book Today's Matter, my chapter is second number, which is Today Can Become a Masterpiece. Before I am going to start my speech, I would like to ask something like a question. Like, Ajay have started a new thing in our group, that is every day we have to message your goal of the day. Why we are doing that? From send that message and just identify your goal. Why, what we get it from that messages? So anyone can answer this question.
I don't mind going first. Or
Yes, Ajay.
anybody wants to go, I don't mind as well.
Yes, Ajay, you can go, or
When
anyone.
All right. When you write your goals, it gives you accountability. It gives
Right.
you a purpose. So, for example, if you have written 5 goals, right? I don't know about you guys. So that gives me a fire that I have to complete these 5 goals before I go to a night, because I have to message, right? That these are the goals I have completed. So number one is accountability. Number two is sense of purpose. When you share your goal publicly, you are more responsible. So that controls all your behaviors and actions. Sometime like you focus on priorities and you avoid your distractions. That is in nutshell.
Anyone can add?
Yeah, I wanted to add one more. Like, I
Yes.
feel like our brain is very lazy. Like, we as a natural person is very lazy. So
Hmm.
when you write something, na, then it gives signal to our brain. Okay, we just follow this thing. You don't have to do a lot of things. You don't have to think a lot. Just follow these particular things which you have written, and nothing else. So it can help you. Like, if you write one day before your goals what you want to do today, like, maybe sometimes it takes a lot of time to think, okay, what I wanted to do now, but you have written it one day before, so you don't have to like waste that energy, and it will be helpful, I think, if you write it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Anyone?
yeah, adding one more point here, that
Hmm.
our mind has a million of thoughts, right? And
Right.
we plan a lot of things that I have to do this, I have to do that, but whenever you are writing something, you are giving you a direction that, apart from these many thoughts, you have to just follow these 5 things. So it will give you a specific direction that you just need to follow it in a discipline. So it also gives us discipline to follow. So it's very
Okay.
important.
So I have another question. Like follow the same thing for a month, and after that you will not going to set a goal, write a goal and sharing it a group. Then is it working? Is it worthy that what you have done earlier on? Is it clear?
Yeah, I mean, question is very much clear. So yes, I mean, it should be consistent. If you will follow it
Yes.
consistently over the period of time, not it is just because of, just about 1 month or 2 months. It will follow lifelong. So it is always worth doing.
Okay. From this chapter, author want to explain you कि whatever the thing you are doing in your life, it is not comes within a one day, or is it not going to come and within a 1 month. It will take a time. Like we all have an example of Ajay. Like what he is in last like if anyone meet him in 2016 or 2015, he's different from what he is now. So it is just because he work hard, he is very much passionate, he is focusing more towards his goal. Like every day he set his goal and try to achieve all over the goals whatever he wants to do. The same message author wants to convey from this book. Like you can see success doesn't come suddenly, it doesn't occur in one day in your life. What you become in a result, you have to do it in every day. You have to set a goal. Like we have to set a goal every day, and we have to implement it. We have to understand why we are setting our goals. So you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. That is a main quote which is given by author from this book. So he explained 3 points. One is you are preparation for something. Like today you are preparing to make your future bright. Today whatever you do, your future is going to depend upon your present scenario. The second point, preparation today gives confidence tomorrow. Like if you done good in your curriculum, like
Sorry
in
to interrupt, Ashutosh. For all the persons who have joined for the first day, this meeting is going to end with